Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Privileged and Confidential podcast. Today's guest is a special guest, one that I work with very closely. Her name is Alisha Conlin-Hurd. Alisha is the owner of the ad agency Persuasion Experience. It's a digital ad company that she's built alongside of her partner, which is amazing because we get to work with them very closely, as Escaliga has been recently running ads. I don't know if any of you have seen them. If you're not a business owner, probably not, because Alicia's team has done a really good well at being very targeted. So Alisha, I'm so excited to have you on the show today.
Yay, I'm so excited to be here. I'm ready for my interrogation.
Yeah, Alisha, obviously I introduced you. You're the founder of your ad agency. Tell us a little bit more about your role in the company and in building out the agency.
Yes, so at the agency Persuasion Experience, I do work with my partner, just like you. And so I take the CEO role, basically growing and scaling the company. So I'm very much would call it front of house, which is sales, podcasting, getting our name out there, and a lot of personal brand activities. And that's basically it. On the back end, what are we doing? Businesses come to us when they are ready to scale, just like you guys, when they are ready to take their business to the next level. So the kinds of businesses we work with are typically high ticket professional services businesses like you, a lot in finance as well, but always high ticket. They're doing usually a minimum $1 million a year. And they're like, I'm ready. And that was the same as you guys. Like, we are ready to scale. We're ready to take it to the next level. So what we do is we come in and we're very sophisticated with our marketing. We uncover, like, crawl into the minds of their target market. Who do they want to attract more of? What's their language? How do they describe their dream outcome? And how do we properly position our market or our customers, our clients like you, to be the authority? Like, how do we make you the undisputed authority of your niche so that when you get leads, they are super qualified and not these like annoying tire kickers that people usually get from paid ads?
Okay, do you guys now understand why we went with Alisha and her team? When I went to Alisha, we obviously were doing a lot of content and social media, regular reels and posts. But what we were really looking for was, how do we get our voice out there and get in front of the people who are really in pain? There are these emerging brands and e-commerce brands that are being targeted right now. They're getting knocked off in mass. They think that these businesses are doing well, obviously enough to knock them off, but will not put up a fight because people think that, and it could be true, that lawyers are expensive and legal strategies are expensive. So what we decided to do was build a program that we call the Knockout the Knockoffs method, where we help emerging brands. We give them really good legal strategies, but ones that are more in line with their budgets. And Alisha has helped us take our message and get in front of the right people. And it's been really cool, because when Alisha, when I came to you, I was like on the brink of tears, because I'm at this balance where I was at this fork in the road, if you would, of whether or not I'm going to continue pushing on social media, or if I should go in a more traditional direction and pull away. And Alisha, being, who she is, was like, absolutely not. Everyone's using social media. Everyone is using ads right now. So we have to lean into it. And I think, can we talk a little bit about that? Being, it's 2025, and even as lawyers, a more traditional industry, how do all industries and all businesses really integrate digital marketing and digital advertising in their businesses, and why should they?
Hmm. That's a funny question. Why should they, right? Because in my
Mhm.
world, that's not a question you ask. It's like, if you're asking that question, you're
Yeah.
almost too slow. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not a question I've heard in like 10 years or something. And so if businesses are asking that, that's a hard question to ask. But um,
Most lawyers watching this are, it's not even on their radar. Not only is it on their radar, and I'm talking about digital advertising. There may be traditional advertising like print and
mm,
putting your name on a event, sponsoring an event, but we're talking
mm.
specifically digital marketing. How does that impact the legal industry, that if for people watching this that they haven't even thought about it?
Yeah. whenever I'm doing something, we have to start with the outcome, right? Because there's potentially lawyers with practices that don't need a flood of leads, or they're not looking to expand. And the outcome they need, they're not looking to build a big personal brand like you. Like, I just know one day you're going to have like a huge multi-million dollar, if not billion dollar. Like, I knew from like when I met you, I just knew. But that's like the outcome, right? Like, you had a clear outcome in mind, and then I could reverse engineer the marketing. So what a lot of people get wrong is marketing is not this silver bullet for a shitty business. Marketing is a way for you to hit your business's goals. So it's very, very important to be clear on the outcome. And so when you brought this to me, I was like, and because I've done this, I'm not over exaggerating, 1,000 times, different industries, Brazilian butt lift doctors, porn addiction counselors, Linktree, billion-dollar brands. Like, I just have a lot of data in my brain, just like you. Like, you're the expert in what you do. And I just knew, I was like, yeah, there's a total addressable market here that's in pain, that is actively looking to solve this problem. You have a proven, repeatable system. We have a charismatic, like, and gorgeous person, which always helps. And you had really professional photos, and you had the proof. And I knew I could get you the messaging and the offer. So those are the ingredients to even be able to do digital marketing. So sometimes, and I've worked in law a lot, right? A lot of them are just boring, and they've got nothing special about them. That's hard to market. What am I meant to market? Like, when I bring on a client, for me, I have to like make sure that it's going to work. But to answer your question, should they be doing digital marketing? Or do they want to make more money? Like, is that the outcome? Because if it is, then, well, yeah, you should.
Yeah, I think as Adam and I started on this journey where we're literally building a next gen firm in the age of AI, which is wild to think about it, it was a no-brainer for us. It was scary, but it really was a no-brainer. But I think Alisha, you didn't get to see the side of us interviewing. So it's interesting. I'm sharing this with anyone else who's going to start looking into this. You have to be really careful with who you pick, because we were interviewing a lot of companies that were just these like churn and burn. Oh yeah, we charge you X a month, and we're gonna grow your accounts, or we're gonna get you X amount of leads guaranteed. My spidey senses went off when I was hearing that, because what we do is so threading the needle of being professional and showing up in a professional way through new modern mediums. And I felt like the other ones, they didn't get it. They were just going to crank out random things and see what works, and it was going to hurt our brand. So I think if you are looking into this, especially as a lawyer or a professional where this is new, who you choose is critical, because they need to take the time. Like, we did so much work with Alisha's team on brainstorming and concept building to then build the ad campaign, versus if we just went with a company that they were just going to throw random things out there and stick, I probably don't think it would have worked.
It wouldn't have, because what you were doing in particular is something new. Maybe if a lawyer goes with an agency who specializes in lawyers, and they're doing like commercial law, family law, and they've got a recipe where whatever, like, I know it'll work, I'll put it on Google Ads. But for you guys, like, we were doing something very innovative. And so you could have gone with somebody cheaper if you were doing something like that. I wouldn't even have taken you on if you were doing that boring and other stuff anyway. I was so excited by what you were doing. And what I try and remind people is marketing's inputs and outputs, right? Garbage in, garbage out. And oftentimes, yes, so there's about 60,000 digital marketing agencies in the USA alone, which is 10% up from the year before. That does not include all of the freelancers, consultants, blah, 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 right? So that's like what I'm up against. But what I also see on the flip side of that is all of these. So I've worked with 1,000 clients, which probably means I've done hundreds more calls, right? And everyone's been burnt to a crisp. Now, to a large extent, that is an issue with the industry I work in. A lot of agencies are not good. But I also do put the ownership back onto the business owner to learn enough about what you're going to buy so you don't get bullshitted. And that's what you guys do. Like, totally. And that's, again, why I worked with you, because most lawyers don't understand marketing, and it's too hard to try and educate them. But you guys, like, yeah, we've read the Hormozy, we've done this. Like, I was so impressed by how much you already knew about marketing that I was like, yes, like, game sees game, I can work with you, we're talking the same language. Whereas what I often see is you have an agency who doesn't maybe have the right systems, or maybe they're just a bit younger in their journey, and you have a client who doesn't know what to ask for and doesn't know how to screen what's good and bad, and you just have a recipe for
Yeah.
disaster.
No, it's true. And I think and then what happens is they write off, oh, I've heard from lawyers, oh, we've tried that. It didn't work for us. And I heard Alex basically said this in the event in Vegas. Alex Ramosi was like, there's no world where if you can take something that helps people and you amplify it to those people who need that solution, that's not going to work. And that's advertising. So to say that advertising doesn't work for you is either an excuse, or like you said, you've probably had the wrong fit and you've gotten burned and now it's just jaded your perception. So, but I like to talk about what we're actually doing in real world, because I know that there's going to be other lawyers watching this that have never even thought of it. So if we can help them in any way, I think it's important. So Alisha, if people want to connect with you, what's the best place where people can connect with you?
So the best place if you want to connect with me would be through my social media. I'm like you, I have a nice long name, so Alisha Conlin-Hurd. You sound it out, you'll figure it out. And either on YouTube, like I give all of this away for free. I'm very, very passionate about my mission, my partner and I are, which we genuinely believe that there's all of these amazing businesses out there in the world who help people, who create impact, exactly like you guys, right? But they're limited in their impact because they usually suck at marketing and sales, and like that's our gift. And so nothing like makes us happier than when we can like share that gift, and then you can go and help more people, and then they can go and help more people, right? And that like impact is such a huge net positive effect. So YouTube for that, LinkedIn if you want my professional, Instagram if you want my unhinged. And we are launching a new marketing community as well, because we are not a cheap agency. But we're very, very good. But there's a lot of people that we can't help. So we're putting all of our courses and our systems into this community called The Obsessed, so that you can come in and learn how to do this and get our exact systems from our agency and get feedback from us and coaching from us, so that you can launch these systems and help more people through your business.
You're amazing. I cannot thank you enough. And if anyone's interested, definitely reach out to Alisha, but also watch all of her content. It's really incredible. And I like what you said. I just want to leave with this. Well, I'm gonna leave with something, and then you're gonna leave with something in 1 second. So, but I think the main takeaway for me that I got is that there is a gap in education between, especially in the legal industry, on marketing and advertising. And hopefully, this podcast and Alisha, your content and some other amazing content that's out there will help close that gap for lawyers. Taking the time to really understand marketing, brand building, community has helped us grow our firms so quickly, especially with the digital economy, the digital market. It's critical. I don't think people can get away not doing these types of things as AI and technology quickly advances. So thank you for that. And all the information's out there. And I would say start with Alisha's YouTube channel. So then, Alisha, we're going to end with this. What is the piece of advice that you would give to yourself 10 years ago that you know now?
Oh my gosh, 10 years ago, I was 21, and I don't think I would have listened anyway. So, but do you know what? Mainly, I wouldn't even go back and tell myself anything. I think she has to learn it all. I think like that's my thing, is like I have to just learn it. Like, and even now, like
Totally.
I listen to this great podcast called This Founders Podcast. I read a lot of books, whatever. And I can know things in theory, but until I get the contextualized learning, and then I'll be like, oh, that was that thing that 100 entrepreneurs told me about. Oh, yeah, I meant to watch my expenses. Oh, I meant to do this. Oh, I meant to listen to my gut in hiring. Sometimes until I've experienced it, I just don't
You don't
take
get
it
it.
in. So, yeah, so it's just like, it'd just be like, listen to your intuition and love the journey. Like the journey is the part where you learn. There's never an end outcome. The only end outcome is death. That's where we're all heading. And then everything else in between is just the journey.
That is the journey, and the journey is the pain and the ups and downs. And so, as an entrepreneur, I think we lean into that. I think for lawyers too, it's important that this is the ride, and the more you go through, the more you learn, and the better you get. So I love that. I'm totally in agreement. Thank you so much, Alisha, and thank you everyone for watching the show today. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you.